Good morning, preppers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
We are good.
We are good. All right, so today's video, as I say this a lot, don't I? It's going to be a little bit different. Instead of talking about, the best way to store your corned beef hash. How do you store your corned beef hash?
In a can.
In the can, yeah. We don't dehydrate it or freeze dry. Oh, freeze-dried corned beef hash.
I'm
going to have to try that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Instead, we're going to kind of like do a complete paradigm shift about prepping. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you may or may not agree with me. I think that when people just look at the word prepping or that person's a prepper, they think of somebody who stockpiles.
Stockpiles, yeah, absolutely. Builds up the cans.
Yeah, and of course, there's 100% nothing wrong with that. That's something you should do, because actually buying food at the stores is inexpensive, quick, and easy, especially in the times we're in. We don't know how much time we have left before I believe we're heading into a greater depression than before. So you could try to grow rice in your backyard, or you can go to Sam's Club or Costco or something and buy a 50-pound bag of rice.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Dry beans, rice.
A lot of things.
Potato flakes. There's a lot of good stuff you can store. And right now the grocery stores have plenty, so go shopping, do what you need to stock up, and that's a good thing. But I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'd like your opinion on this, I think that's where most preppers, not all of them, I think that's where most preppers stop. Instead of actually taking the next step, they say, oh, what else should I buy? Oh, more corn, more peaches.
Yeah, they stock up on the canned food, but they don't know how to grow the corn.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I'm not preaching to the choir, growing corn's awful.
It's horrible.
But when it comes to prepping, I love to try to challenge you, to try to push you. And I've had many people on the comments, by the way, tell me they do this already. So if you're one of those people, then just ride along with us and help encourage others, because prepping only takes you so far.
Exactly.
Because if we're looking at a greater depression coming, or even worse, a world war, all kinds of things happening, 10 years worth of food stored up, it may not be enough.
Yeah, that's a lot of food to store if you have even the space for it.
Or water.
Yes.
Do you have 10 years worth of water stored up? Of course, nobody does. I mean, you may actually have a creek in your backyard or something. Maybe you have a well. But if we're talking about cataclysmic problems coming, a well is not going to do you well if you don't have the electricity to pump the stuff out, if you don't have a manual well.
Exactly.
So taking the next step, here's prepping, takes you up to this point, and you can only do prepping so far. Now we get into sustainability. And that's the step that I believe most preppers don't leap to.
Yeah, they need to take that step.
I don't think they do.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard step. It really is.
And I look at it as it's like lifelong goals and lessons to be shooting for. Granted, you may not do a lot of it perfectly, but trying to push yourself to do it is more important than not doing anything at all.
That is true.
What's the old quote again from Wayne Gretzky? You will miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
So try it. Try some different sustainability. So that's what we'll talk about. It's not going to be a long video. And we'll talk about some sustainability. So prepping is storing corned beef hash. What would be some food sustainability?
Having fruit trees or berry bushes in your yard. Learning to grow lettuce in your house or sprouts.
In your house,
those
exactly.
are good things to have. You're going to need that kind of stuff. I mean, not everybody has access to having an orange tree, things like that for citrus and things like that. So, I mean, if you're up north like us, you can't grow fruit like that. So grow the things that you have accessible to. Right?
Things you want to have accessibility to.
Yes.
Yeah, or you know what? Let's take it to the next level. Animals.
Oh yeah.
Chickens.
Yeah.
Some people love the rabbits.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying I'll go out and buy some cows, although that'd be pretty cool.
That would be.
Goats.
Yes. Goats, milk.
There's lots of things you can do with animals too. I mean, again, I think when we talk about prepping, hunting can only take you so far as well. Foraging, believe me, can only take you so far. You can only find so many mushrooms in the forest before they're gone, So, I mean, those are good accents to have, but it's like going to the grocery store. You want to go to the grocery store and get your venison, or do you want to shoot in your backyard? You're still depending on the food from somewhere else, where you need to be able to learn to cultivate it yourself.
Exactly.
It's very important. Obviously, people talk about having a seed vault. Having a seed vault is such a great idea, but then people don't actually practice in trying to plant those seeds. I recommend you buy 2 seed vaults, one to store away
and one to practice.
Yeah, practice with.
Because sometimes you'll have a whole set of seeds and only 4 or 5 will grow out of the thing, and so it's very disheartening. But if you plan on that and you only have 4 to grow, then you're in trouble. Right.
Soil temperature, pH, the chemicals in the soil.
Animals.
Animals munching under seeds. having the right type of soil, be it clay or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that come into play. And every single plant has a different preference in how it works.
It does.
You know, Carrots Love Tomatoes is a great book that
is a good
explains
book.
all that. So food, taking the next step, but water too. You know, I don't know a lot of people who store a lot of water in their basement.
Yeah.
Having like 15 days or 30 days, you know, a gallon per day for each person is a good idea, but you can only store so much water. It's heavy, it takes up a lot of space.
It does.
So having the ability to get water, maybe you actually like have a well
And have a hand pump.
and have a hand pump, exactly. Or maybe you actually have rainwater catchment.
Or a natural spring.
Oh yeah, those are good things. But of course, even beyond that, let's say you have a creek in the backyard or a little pond, you want to take water from it. Prepping will tell you to buy a water filter. Sustainability is you need to be able to learn to make your own water filters.
Exactly.
Going beyond that. And that's what you need to do. You need to press yourself and push on. Try to not simply just be a prepper and stockpile your house, but try to push it and actually go into sustainability. Where, you know what? If everything collapses, you could actually continue living this way the rest of your existence.
Exactly.
So cooking,
Yeah.
you know, we talk about this all the time, don't we? No more propane or natural gas, no more
Yeah.
electricity, so you have to learn to cook on wood.
Yeah. And that stuff is challenging.
There's a lot to it.
It is.
Keeping your house warm, you know, heat. There's so many things to do this. So look, stockpiling, prepping, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to say it's good to do that. You should do those things to be able to take care of yourself and your family. But it'll only take you so far. Sustainability,
Is
in
where
my
it's at.
opinion, is what most preppers miss. And
They
it's
do.
where it's at. So comments below. I'm very curious to see how many of you are the sustainability people. Again, I'm not asking for masters at it.
We're not.
It takes a lot to master that kind of
does.
thing. And then how many of you are just preppers? Because if you are just preppers, this video is not simply just lip service, watching this and saying, cool. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. You need to take it to the next level. Yeah.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
it's
Thanks
great.
thanks for watching.